Welcome to exercise of the week, and we are targeting a little bit of the thoracolumbar fascia, so the connective tissues which is at the lower back right up to the top of the head. Actually it's all over the place, so we're going to be focusing on that. And it's also a really good neural stretch. Now you can't stretch nerves itself, but you can stretch the tissues that surround the nerves. So a lot of people that suffer with sciatica have what's called either pseudo-sciatica or piriformis syndrome. And stretching these muscles that surround the sciatic nerve can sometimes release those tissues and then help to reduce those symptoms, that pain. So we're going to be doing an exercise called from the hip. This is actually one of Joseph Pilates Reformer moves, which is actually really good on the floor as well. If you're not sure what a reformer is, Google it. It looks like some torture thing, but they're fantastic. If you can ever get onto a reformer, go for it because they're wonderful. Now, first of all, you want to be able to make sure that you can sit up tall. So if you find you're like this, and if you're not sure, look in a mirror because you will learn a lot about your body from looking in the mirror. So if you feel you're a little bit scrunched like that and you struggle, so maybe the back of the legs are really stiff, or maybe you feel it in there, then get yourself some cushions or a block or a book and sit on that. And what that does is it elevates the hips and it gives you a bit more space. So don't think of it as, oh, I don't want to sit on a block because it means I'm not good. It's just ways of creating a little bit of space for your body so that you can be in the correct position. Okay? Now, some people have hypermobile knees where the knee bends right backwards. So it looks like the knees bend the other way. Okay, so if you feel like your knee's bending like that, it might even be that the back of your leg is on the floor if you're really hypermobile and you sat on a block. Put some cushions or a towel underneath the knees to keep them slightly bent so that you don't push down through the joint. Or if you have any discomfort in the back of the knee, have that slightly bent. Okay? Now, to get more out of this, you want your toes flexed back. So think of your toes going up towards the ceiling. If it's screaming in the back of your legs, you can point, but you will lose some of the neural stretching. So ideally, try and flex, even if you need to have a soft bend in the knee. Okay? And I will admit, this is not one of my favorites. I have tight hamstrings. But I do find after I've done about 5 or 6 of them, I'm like, oh, yes, it's starting to give. So we are actually going to do quite a few. So hands down next to your body and sit nice and tall and lift your collarbones. Okay, draw the shoulder blades together and think of reaching up. So this is an active position. If you're not there, feel like you're breaking out into a sweat, then you're not working hard enough. Okay, so breathe in. Now drop your chin to your throat and just hold it there for a second. Pull those shoulder blades together and down the back and just enjoy that stretch from the back of your head to your shoulders. On your next exhale, you're going to slide your hands, keep them on the floor as much as you can towards your feet, and your head is going to go towards your knees. Now be mindful, if you are quite flexible, that you're not hinging with the hips. We're trying to round the spine because we're trying to stretch off the tissues on the back parts of the body. So you might notice for the first one, my hands go up to my ankles. And then breathe in, restack, lift the chin, and imagine you sat against a wall. And if you can do it against a wall, it's a good idea as well. So breathe in, chin to chest, and sweep the hands forward. Now, can you go a little further? So you can see now I've gotten towards the foot. And then inhale, come back up. So the nice thing about this is the tissues will give relatively quickly, but we need to do quite a few of them. So breathe out. And you can see now my fingers are past the feet. And inhale, and off we go. We're just going to carry on. Make sure you're tall. Exhale, head to knees, hands further. So I hope you can see how quickly you start to give. Shoulders come back, head up. Breathe out. And inhale. Now be mindful that your brain will want to cut some of this out because it knows it's going to go back in. So you might end up missing this first lift. So make sure that you sit nice and tall before you take it again. When you come into your forward bend, really hug your tummy in. And if you have sciatica, just pay attention to any pain. You don't want your pain to increase. If you find there's certain points that are getting more painful, sitting on a block might help to reduce that pain, because it will put the forward bend into a different position in the spine. So sometimes that can help as well. And I like to hold it for a long exhale. And pay attention to your legs when you go down. So sometimes the legs might want to open up, or maybe your feet get a little bit floppy. Really keep those legs active. And we'll just do one more. And then once you come up, just relax. So this is your exercise of the week. Like for me, that just already feels so much better, even though I hate doing them because they tight on my legs. So try and do this as many little times through the day as you can, or even if you can only fit it once during the day, but do it every day for the next week and see how that feels by the end of the week. Hopefully it's like, oh God, yeah, that's starting to release. Like all these exercises of the weeks, it's just to show you that small regular movement can make such a big difference in your body, and that will help motivate you to keep going. So take care, and I'll see you again next week. Bye.